God's consciousness vibrating as light. An electron microscope has shown and proved it. And you can, if you meditate, will lift your body of consciousness so that it vibrates as light. Then you will know and will have proved it. And so going on, this one atomic reality, light, on the beams of this immaterial medium occur all divine manifestations. Why do you think God created light first, as it says in Genesis? Because that's the matrix of all of his manifestations. Even this gross body is vibrating light. Even heavy metals as tungsten and other things which is spoken of in the autobiography are vibrating light atoms. Doesn't seem possible, does it? When you can hit your head, so to speak, vibrating light atoms. That's right. But the mind says, oh no, that's hard. And many other things the mind says. These are facts. As the Master has written, on this one idea of light is created all things. Now, on the beams of this immaterial medium occur all divine manifestations. Devotees of every age testify to the appearance of God as a flame and light. You will see at this point, if you meditate deeply, the presence of God as the cloud of virtue, the cloud of light, of which the Master spoke, cloud-colored Christ comes. The Master didn't say these things just for the fun of it. He realized them. And he also told us, if you follow my instructions, you too will realize them. That's why I'm reading this little passage here. And so God has been known and testified to as a flame and light, the King of kings, the Lord of lords, who only hath immortality, dwelling in the light which no man can approach unto. And so that simply means that you cannot perceive the light except through the intuition of the soul. With ordinary means, as a man, you cannot do it. Now going on, a yogi who through perfect meditation has merged his consciousness with the Creator perceives the cosmical essence as light, and to him there is no difference between the light rays composing water and the light rays composing land. Imagine it. All vibrating light of God. Free from matter consciousness, free from the three dimensions of space and the fourth dimension of time. These are things of the mind. Still the waves of the mind, and you'll be free from those things which confuse you. Free from those things, a master transfers his body of light with equal ease over the light rays of earth, water, fire, or air. Then the master says most beautifully, long concentration on the liberating spiritual eye at this point has enabled the yogi to destroy all delusions concerning matter and its gravitational weight. Thenceforth he sees the universe as an essentially undifferentiated mass of light. If you do that, if you follow the Master's instructions, you too will see that one great light from which all things have come. And so God created light, and from that light all things have come. Now, and God said in the 6th chapter, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide waters from the waters. And God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. The firmament is simply space. The firmament is space which separates the grosser elements of the material universe from the elements of the subtle universe. That's all. And the waters above are the subtle elements of which I have spoken. Waters refers to elements. Those above, space, are the subtle elements. Fine elements. Those below are the elements of this worldly universe with which we are familiar. And so you see in Genesis we have an exact statement corresponding to what the Hindus spoke of years and years ago. In the three universes, the first two, causal and astral, cannot be perceived by the senses. There's a veil there. And that veil is space. And that's the firmament spoken of in Genesis. This side we know all about. We're familiar with these elements. And now let us go on. One thing I forgot to say at the end of the third verse, when it says God created light, and that was the evening and morning of the first day. Day means cycles. It must have taken God an awful lot of trouble to make that first business an idea of universe upon universe upon universe upon universe. It took him many, many, many years according to our idea of time. And so that's the first cycle. That's called the first day. And throughout Genesis you will find reference throughout, as I go along I may come to them, of these different days, different cycles it took to produce first light, and then to arrange how this light could be frozen, as the Master used to say, into the crystals and the first manifestations of spirit, finally into animals, and finally into human beings, and finally into spiritual beings. It took these days to do that, these cycles of many, many years, and that's what is referred to in Genesis when it refers to these days.